Another one bites the dust again. Again. Really? She thought an open relationship would solve all of your problems. Really, her problems. You were
Ex-girlfriend
good.
asked for open relationship. I made her single. I was not standing for any disrespect. My ex-girlfriend, Madison, knew exactly what she was doing. Trying to piss me off and testing me. I dropped her like a sack of bricks. Here's the thing. When Madison met me, she knew who she was getting with, so to be with me, only to start getting upset and trying to get whatever get back she thought she was getting, was absorbed. So, I'm a 26-year-old man. Finished trade school when I was 20 years old. I work as an electrician. I make really great money. I have a consulting firm that's very low scale, but on the up and up this year. All praises to the highest. I used to get small paying jobs, maybe every 2 months. Now it's changed significantly, but I also worked full time for another company. My goal is to get my company off the ground and making big money. I am getting there. I never had any focus on women since ninth grade, ninth. Yes, as a child, I got my heart broken. Now, some people would say, "Oh, you were heartbroken. That's why you are the way you are." Well, yes, that's exactly why I'm the way I am. So I think the woman, or should I say the girl that broke my heart in ninth grade, she taught me that I can't trust anyone. Basically, she dumped me, and I found out she was dating my best friend. My best friend told me to deal with it. We stopped being friends. Now I know it probably sounds crazy. Dude, that was ninth grade. Get over it. I am over it. Just because I'm focused on my career and being the best version of myself doesn't mean I'm destroyed by it. Yeah, I forgave him, and I forgave her, and I moved on with my life. That doesn't mean keep trying to find love. Listen, what I learned is trying to find love at a young age is a waste of time. Yes, that's adolescence, but in my 20s, that's still a young age. I'm vibrant in my 20s. Why wouldn't I want the best career for myself? I clearly still believe in marriage because I got into a relationship with Madison. The reason I got into that relationship is because I felt comfortable where I was, but I did not let her take my focus away. I didn't, and she knew that from the very beginning. And she signed up for it, and she told me she was willing to do that. She loved that about me, and it showed that I was a man. I didn't get all googly eyed when she said that. I said, okay. And whether she followed me or not, it was on her. And if she wasn't, then she was going to get left in the dust because I'm not waiting there to walk side by side with her or hold her hand. I told her these exact things when I met her. I don't think I'm some top notch guru, best man in the world, alpha top dog. No, I don't think that. But I do know that when I put my mind to something, I accomplish it. My company is going to be a big company. I know it. No, I didn't go seeking a girlfriend. I didn't go looking for Madison. She came to me. I was at my buddy's birthday party. I typically don't go out, but I did promise him that I'll come to this party. I'm a man of my word, so if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I go to the party and I'm actually having a good time. My friends are saying, "Come on, man, have a drink with us. Have a drink with us." Of course I'm not. I don't drink alcohol, never have, and I never will. I don't smoke, nothing of that nature. Other than them trying to get me to try things, I actually had a really good time until things went left. We danced, we sang karaoke, we rapped karaoke. Oh my gosh, put on any 50 Cent song, I got it. I can handle it. That's my favorite artist of all time. I listen to a lot of rap music, but I usually typically like a lot of old school 90 back in the day rap. But 50 Cent, man, he just does it. Gives me motivation. Whenever I work out, I put on some 50 Cent. It's just so tough, you know? Growing up, my father played a lot of rap music as well. That's probably why I like it. My mother never liked rap music. She thought it was disgusting. She likes country music and pop stuff. My parents are like the total opposite. My dad was a military man, but he had to retire early because he got half of his foot blown off in training. An accident by his best friend, actually. My dad grew up in the hood. I love listening to stories. From my father, he's got all types of stories before he went to the military. He was a bad man. He was well respected in his neighborhood, and my mom is from the suburbs. White woman who happened to make her way down to my dad's area, and my dad said he saw her and he had to have her. He knew she was a good girl and he was going to treat her right. They're still married today. They always say that they balance each other out. My dad always says he's never had a job ever. He's always worked for himself. I respected that. My dad always told me even if I have to get a job, use that job to fund my business. Put everything into your business. Work for yourself, son. That's where the money is. Don't clock in for someone, and if you do, you're doing it to help your business. My dad even told me I might start a business and it works out fine. Then boom, it may fail. After a while, if you have to get a job to pick that business up, then do that. But you're working for your business for yourself, not for that company. Do not plan to stay there forever. You got it. My dad put that in my head. At 18, my dad had $13,000 for me. It wasn't a lot. It's not 1 million like Donald Trump's father gave him, but it was something. A lot of something that helped me tremendously. I appreciate that. My father also has 4 other children. He had 3 before he met my mother, and he had 1 while he was with my mother. Yep, my dad cheated on my mom. That I don't respect. And my dad tells me all the time to always respect a woman, and he regrets what he did. At least that's what he says. My dad said he was weak to the flesh, and he allowed temptation to get the best of him, and he's not proud of that. And he was weak in that moment, but he would spend the rest of his life making it right for my mom. I've talked to both of them together about that. My mom says that it was tough getting over it, but she knows that my father loves her, and she made it work. She loves all of my half siblings. Mom has never had to work. My dad handles everything. Again, I don't condone cheating on either side, men or woman. When I first found that out about my dad, him cheating on my mom, I was devastated and I looked at him different. And still today I think, wow, I just can't do that to someone. Someone I said that I love and I would never do wrong. But in the end, my mom forgave him. Could a man do it? I couldn't see that at all. There's no way I would forgive a woman that allowed a man to penetrate her. No way. Even if it's just a simple kiss. Me personally, I couldn't do it. Anyway, so my buddy came up to me and told me that Madison liked me. I looked at him. I said, "Who the hell is Madison?" He pointed her out. She looked for a second and then started looking at the ground, acting as if she was so shy. I said, "Oh, what does she like about me? What does she want exactly?" He said, "Dude, are you stupid? She wants to screw your brains out." And I said, "Okay, so that's not going to happen. But if she wants to talk, I'm open to talk. That's fine." He went over and said something to Madison, but he came back to me and said, she says, "Well, are you going to come talk to her?" I told him no. I'm very comfortable where I am with my drink. I don't want to get up. If she wants to talk to me, then she would come. If she doesn't, that's fine. My friend looked at me like I was crazy. He looked at me and said, "Dude, look at her. Go and talk to her." I said no and continued playing Connect 4 by myself. About 5 minutes later, Madison was in my face. She tapped my shoulder and said, "Hey, am I disturbing your game?" I said a little bit, but I can stop for a moment. "What's going on?" She looked very confused. She sat down and said, "So I heard you were an electrician." I said, "Yeah, I am." She said, "Okay, cool. So do you like play with wires and stuff?" I said, "I install, maintain, and repair electrical systems in homes, businesses, and factories. Installing wiring and lighting, rewiring equipment or fixtures, inspecting electrical components for safety, troubleshooting, electrical problems, modernizing electrical systems, installing and maintaining power distribution systems, training and managing other electrical workers." She said, "Oh my gosh, that sounds very important." I said, "Yeah, it's a pretty important job." There was silence for about 60 seconds before she asked, "So, do you want to know what I do for a living?" I said, "If you want to tell me, go for it." She says, "Okay, well, I'm in the healthcare industry. I'd like to one day be a nurse, but I took some time off of school. So now I just do home care for the elderly." I said, "Oh, so you wipe butts for a living?" She laughed and said, "Good one. You are very funny. I'd love to get to know you better if that's okay. I can't really tell if you like me or not. I'm kind of embarrassed. I said there's nothing wrong with us getting to know each other. Here, take my number." I put my number into her phone, and she said she was going to head back over to her friends. We hugged, and I finished my game of Connect 4. My buddy came up to me like 5 minutes later and said, "Dude, what is wrong with you? You're like an effing robot. Look at her, dude. She basically was screaming in your face, 'F me, right now, raw dog,' and you act as if you don't even care." I said, "Dude, what do you want me to do?" I'm having a good time here. I like the vibes. We did some karaoke, ate some good food, sang some great songs, talked about some stories. What else do you need me to do, man? I'm having a good time. My buddy says, "Yeah, but dude, everybody's going to leave here with something to poke on tonight. And I know I got something staying here with me tonight." You're telling me you're going to go home, lotion up your hand, and jerk off. I said, "No, why the hell would I do that?" What is wrong with you, dude? You're a freaking horn dog. I'm going to go home and go to sleep like normal people do at 11 o'clock at night. My friend tells me, "Dude, that's not normal. We're in our 20s. Have fun. You're effing focused on a stupid ash company that'll never get off the ground. Go get your cock sucked like a normal 25-year-old." My friend got a little loud, so of course the crowd noise got a little low because they wanted to know who was arguing what we were arguing about. I stood up in my friend's face and I said, "Dude, don't freaking disrespect me like that. I don't know what's gotten into you." "Well, I do. That alcohol. Calm your ash down before I do it for you. My father always told me, don't go around putting my hands on people, but if a man strikes me, I need to strike him back with the same force." My friend pushed me. I fell back like a half a step. I pushed him back and he went flying and fell to the ground. He jumped up yelling, "Get the F out of my apartment, you piece of crap. F you. I'm not coming to your birthday dinner next month either, Bish. I'm not your boy anymore." I said okay and I walked out. My friend was upset with me because I didn't want to screw Madison that night. "I'm sorry. I just don't think like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be like me. I want to be like my father. That's it. If I'm wrong for being that way, then it is what it is." I get home and I noticed I got a text message, but I didn't bother looking at it. I say my prayers and I went to sleep. I woke up, did my daily routines. This was a Saturday morning, so I didn't have work, but I was super excited this morning. I remember it so vividly. This was the first big job I had ever gotten for my company. I remember this specifically because the night before, my ex-friend is telling me how my business is stupid and I'm never going to be anything. He said a whole lot more than what I added to this email. But here, the very next morning, I receive an email. The email was from an architect who ran a firm in the city, and he had a 110 home project, new development, and he needed an extra electrician. Now I was being brought on to handle just 20. The rest were being handled by another electrician and team. This was the biggest contract my company has received for one job. I was excited. I emailed him right away, and he didn't hesitate to reply to me back. We set up a meeting to talk via video that same day. After our talk, he was excited to want to sign me up to join the team. Set up another call for the next day on Sunday, and I talked with him and the other electrician company. The head electrician told the architect that I sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I also proved my work, and I let them know all the other jobs that I've done. I even showed them my electrician videos on YouTube. I tried teaching electrician skills, but it only has like a few views for like 10 different videos, but it was enough to land me this job. I will not promote that channel. It's not worth it. I had that contract signed by Tuesday. The job wasn't for another few months, so I had time. Wednesday night, I decided to go through my phone, and I noticed that Madison had texted me. She had texted me Friday night prior. I had no idea. Her text said, "Hey, I'm sorry about what happened between you and Jerry. You really seem like a great guy. You didn't deserve that." I replied and thanked her. I told her it was fine. You win some and you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Yes, I got that from the movie Friday. I've lost friends before and gained more after. No biggie. She replied immediately saying, "Oh my gosh, I thought you had your read receipts off or something. I figured you read my message but had your receipts off, but just didn't reply." I said no. I don't even know how to do that. I've been really busy. I was so excited about this new contract. I started telling her about it. She started congratulating me and saying, "We should celebrate you. This is big. You deserve to celebrate this." I said, "Oh, it's cool. It's no biggie." She said, "No, my treat. Let me take you out. Let's celebrate this." I thought to myself, wow, no woman has ever offered to take me out. I said, "All right, we can meet somewhere and we could celebrate. How about that? I love the arcade in Missile Stone. You ever been?" Madison says, "Hell yeah, I love that place." I said, "Okay, Friday at 8. Let's meet there." Madison agreed, and that was the plan. Friday came along, and we met up at the arcade. And I will tell you, we had an amazing time. It was actually pretty cool, and I will say, I was in a really, really good mood because of the new contract. Madison was telling me how she didn't know I had teeth. "You're actually smiling." And we started joking about when she first met me. She's telling me that I was such a hard shell to crack, and she was so nervous, but she tried to keep her composure, and she didn't want her voice to crack in front of me. I said really it was that tough. I didn't realize I was being that hard, but honestly, I was just being myself. She told me that she loves that I am myself. She can tell that I'm a leader, and that's the type of man she's looking for. I say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, slow down. This is the first date." She apologized and said, "Okay, I'm sorry, but I really do like you. I do want you to know that." She kissed me on the cheek. I let her do it. It was fine. We continued playing games. And man, I love that she was competitive. We just kept going and playing different games. We even bowled that night. We were there until midnight. Madison paid for everything, just like she said. I tried to pay for it, but she said, please, she begged me. "Please let me pay for this. You deserve it." That felt good. I'm not gonna lie. Madison and I ended up in a relationship. We started dating. She attended my birthday dinner along with my family, and by that time we were in an exclusive, monogamous relationship. When we first decided that we were going to be in a relationship, I told Madison that my career meant everything to me. Me working out meant everything to me. When I say I need alone time and focus time, that doesn't mean I'm off with some other woman. I don't mind if you just show up at my place or anything like that, but if I say I need alone time and focus time, let me be in my room by myself and focus on my work or whatever I'm doing. So, I do understand that some people lie and use those excuses to cheat and do other things, but not me. But feel free to come over, and yes, Madison had a key to my place. Somebody may say, dude, that's weak. Why would you do that? Well, Madison took the initiative to come over to my place and clean and cook. She wanted to do things for me while I was working. She provided a service for me. That's something that I really needed. It allowed me to focus on my business. And in that time, I signed one other contract for another job for the summer. My business was starting to move. I could see it clear as day. Soon after my birthday, things were going well until they weren't. Madison started telling me that I should take a break. So, in this time, what I was focused on was drafting. So, with my electrical engineering, I also do some drafting. I create drafting plans as well. This is something I wanted to brush up on, even though I had a consultant I could lean on if I needed help. It's cheaper if I can do it myself, so I was going through all these online classes and trying to brush up on my skills. Madison was telling me I was focused too much on work and I should probably live a little. Comments like that bother me because I am living. I'm doing exactly what I like doing, what I love doing. She knew what she signed up for. I told her from the beginning, but she was starting to prove that this was just way too much for her. I told Madison that us going out once a week on the weekend should be enough for now. I can't go out every day. I don't want to watch Netflix. I actually reactivated my Netflix account so she could watch it when she came over. She was happy about that at first, but then said, "I'm bored. I want to watch it with you. I want to cuddle." At first, she was completely fine with coming into the room and giving me a forehead kiss or a hug or me taking like a break, her fixing me food and things like that, but then she just got sick of it, saying that I need to live more and we don't go out enough. I don't kiss her enough, hug her enough. I was starting to feel overwhelmed and stressed out. I told Madison, I said, "Listen, if this isn't a relationship you signed up for, then maybe we're not going to work out because this is who I am and I'm not going to change for anyone." Madison sat there and cried and told me I was being mean, said something was wrong with me and I needed help. She slammed my door and left. When she did that, I called a locksmith over and I had him change the locks. That was done within 3 hours. Madison came back that night. I heard her trying to unlock my door and she started ringing the doorbell. I answered the door. She says, "What's wrong with the key?" I said I had the locks changed. She looked at me and said, "Why? What's going on? Are you done with me? I'm sorry, I came over to apologize. I just realized what I was doing and saying, listen, I didn't mean any of it. Please, I'm sorry. I said it's okay. You don't have to apologize. You felt how you felt, but I don't think it's cool that you have a key to my place anymore. We were moving too fast anyway. That was silly of me to give you a key to my place. She said you gave me the key so I can take care of your place. Come in and clean and cook whenever you weren't here, or if you were here, it didn't matter. It was for convenience. You know, I would never take anything from you or anything, right?" I said right, but still, it was too fast. I made a mistake, and I want to keep it this way. I don't want you to have a key to my place. She says you're mad at me, aren't you? Listen, I like you a lot. I want to marry you someday. Please don't leave me. Look, I'm not leaving. I'm right here, but I'm not going to party every day and sit on the couch and watch movies. I can't even sit and focus through a whole movie because I'm thinking about what I could be accomplishing and working on. It's just who I am. And if you can't ride along with me on this journey, then we're not going to work out. Look, we can be friends. I'm okay with that, Madison told me. I could never be friends with you. If I'm friends with you, that means I'm happy seeing you with someone else, and I couldn't imagine that. I said, okay, well, we need to keep the relationship the way I want it. I'm happy there. If you're not, then we're not going to work. This is when Madison said the dumbest stuff I had ever heard in my life. She told me, listen, since you're not quite ready to be in a real relationship fully, and I am, how about this? We both like each other. We know we do. I would love to marry you one day. When you're ready, then we'll do that. But in the meantime, I can keep coming over, helping you out, cleaning up, and we can be together, but also we can open up our relationship. You know, so I can get that extra intimacy elsewhere, not sex. I would only have sex with you, but just going out on dates and stuff. I love that stuff. What do you think? I looked at Madison and I said, okay, you can go be single. And I pushed her out my door, not rough or hard, but I kind of guided her out of my door. I shut the door and I locked it. She rang my doorbell for a good 2 to 3 minutes. I ignored it. She started blowing up my phone. and that just reminded me to block her. I was not about to deal with that. What kind of weird question is that? I know what will solve all of our problems. You allow me to cheat on you, huh? Huh? What do you think? Some people are so freaking stupid. This year I completed both those contracts, and I quit my main job because I started landing more and more contracts. Now I'm no millionaire, but I'm doing good and I'm going to make it. I will update you with a new email letting you know how my life is going. It probably wouldn't be a cheating story or relationship story because I don't really care for one of those right now to even get cheated on, etc. But it'll be more of an inspirational story telling you how I am accomplishing things, and hopefully that could motivate some young listeners. Take care, True Story Nation.
Another one bites the dust again. Again. Really? She thought an open relationship would solve all of your problems. Really, her problems. You were good, OP. You were happy. Listen, I'm focused on my career, my life. If you want to come along and get on this ride, then you're welcome. But do not try to take my attention away from what I love. I love that, dude. I love that. And she was trying to do that. She played a role in the beginning. Ooh, I'll be the one to come clean your house, cook your food, and prep for you. And then she started trying to pull you away from work. You're working too hard. You need to live a little. Come watch Netflix with me. No, I don't want to watch Netflix. I'm wasting my time. I'm building my business right now. I don't have time to be sitting around watching Netflix, cuddling. Really? A huge waste of time? Dude, you're so smart. You're so smart. Salute to you. And that friend that invited you to the birthday party, man, he was trying to drag you down too. Guys, this story right here is proof. People in general will drag you down. Be yourself. Don't be ashamed that you are yourself. Don't be ashamed. Be yourself. Be a leader. Don't follow the crowd. Don't let anyone take your focus away. Guys, if you want to send in a story, send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That's truestorynation@gmail.com. I'm going to catch you guys at the next one.